Wonder, and we're going to go back and read the first couple of chapters because we're going to do an activity with the main character. So I want you to listen and listen for descriptive words that describe the main character. And who is the main character?
August.
Okay, Augie. And we're going to find out about Augie. You can follow along in your book or you can look at the screen.
I mean, sure, I do ordinary things. I eat ice cream. I ride my bike, I play ball. I have an Xbox. Stuff like that makes me ordinary, I guess. And I feel ordinary inside. But I know ordinary kids don't make other ordinary kids run away screaming in playgrounds. I know ordinary kids don't get stared at wherever they go. If I found a magic lamp and I could have one wish, I would wish that I had a normal face that no one ever noticed at all. I would wish that I could walk down the street without people seeing me and then doing that look away thing. Here's what I think. The only reason I'm not ordinary is that no one else sees me that way. But I'm kind of used to how I look by now. I know how to pretend I don't see the faces people make. We've all gotten pretty good at that sort of thing. Me, Mom and Dad, Via. Actually, I take that back. Via's not so good at it. She can get really annoyed when people do something rude. Like, for instance, one time in the playground, some older kids made some noises. I don't even know what the noises were exactly because I didn't hear them myself, but Via heard and she just started yelling at the kids. That's the way she is. I'm not that way. Via doesn't see me as ordinary. She says she does, but if I were ordinary, she wouldn't feel like she needs to protect me as much. And Mom and Dad don't see me as ordinary either. They see me as extraordinary. I think the only person in the world who realizes how ordinary I am is me. My name is August, by the way. I won't describe what I look like. Whatever you're thinking, it's probably worse. Why I didn't go to school. Next week, I start 5th grade. Since I've never been to a real school before, I'm pretty much totally and completely petrified. People think I haven't gone to school because of the way I look, but it's not that. It's because of all the surgeries I've had. 27 since I was born. The bigger ones happened before I was even 4 years old, so I don't remember those. But I've had 2 or 3 surgeries every year since then. Some big, some small. And because I'm little for my age, and I have some other medical mysteries that doctors never really figured out, I used to get sick. A lot. That's why my parents decided it was better if I didn't go to school. I'm much stronger now, though. The last surgery I had was 8 months ago, and I probably won't have to have any more for another couple of years. Mom homeschools me. She used to be a children's book illustrator. She draws really great fairies and mermaids. Her boy stuff isn't so hot, though. She once tried to draw me a Darth Vader, but it ended up looking like some weird mushroom-shaped robot. I haven't seen her draw anything in a long time. I think she's too busy taking care of me and Via. I can't say I always wanted to go to school because that wouldn't be exactly true. What I wanted was to go to school, but only if I could be like every other kid going to school. Have lots of friends and hang out after school and stuff like that. I have a few really good friends now. Christopher is my best friend, followed by Zachary and Alex. We've known each other since we were babies. And since they've always known me the way I am, they're used to me. When we were little, we used to have playdates all the time, but then Christopher moved to Bridgeport in Connecticut. That's more than an hour away from where I live in North River Heights, which is at the top tip of Manhattan. And Zachary and Alex started going to school. It's funny, even though Christopher's the one who moved far away, I still see him more than I see Zachary and Alex. They have all these new friends now. If we bump into each other on the street, they're still nice to me, though. They always say hello. I have other friends, too, but not as good as Christopher and Zach and Alex were. For instance, Zach and Alex always invited me to their birthday parties when we were little, but Joe and Eamon and Gabe never did. Emma invited me once, but I haven't seen her in a long time. And, of course, I always go to Christopher's birthday. Maybe I'm making too big a deal about birthday parties. How I came to life. I like when Mom tells the story because it makes me laugh so much. It's not funny in the way a joke is funny, but when Mom tells it, Vi and I just start cracking up. So, when I was in my mom's stomach, no one had any idea I would come out looking the way I look. Mom had had Via 4 years before, and that had been such a walk in the park, Mom's expression, that there was no reason to run any special tests. About 2 months before I was born, the doctors realized there was something wrong with my face. But they didn't think it was going to be bad. They told Mom and Dad I had a cleft palate and some other stuff going on. They called it small anomalies. There were 2 nurses in the delivery room the night I was born. One was very nice and sweet. The other one, Mom said, did not seem at all nice or sweet. She had very big arms, and here comes the funny part, she kept farting. Like, she'd bring Mom some ice chips and then fart. She'd check Mom's blood pressure and fart. Mom says it was unbelievable because the nurse never even said excuse me. Meanwhile, Mom's regular doctor wasn't on duty that night. So, Mom got stuck with this cranky kid doctor she and Dad nicknamed Doogie after some old TV show or something. They didn't actually call him that to his face. But Mom says that even though everyone in the room was kind of grumpy, Dad kept making her laugh all night long. When I came out of Mom's stomach, she said the whole room got very quiet. Mom didn't even get a chance to look at me because the nice nurse immediately rushed me out of the room. Dad was in such a hurry to follow her that he dropped the video camera, which broke into a million pieces. And then Mom got very upset and tried to get out of bed to see where they were going. But the farting nurse put her very big arms on Mom to keep her down in the bed. They were practically fighting because Mom was hysterical and the farting nurse was yelling at her to stay calm. And they both started screaming for the doctor. But guess what? He had fainted right on the floor. So when the farting nurse saw that he had fainted, she started pushing him with her foot to get him to wake up, yelling at him the whole time. What kind of doctor are you? What kind of doctor are you? Get up, get up! And then all of a sudden, she let out the biggest, loudest, smelliest fart in the history of farts. Mom thinks it was actually the fart that finally woke the doctor up. Anyway, when Mom tells the story, she acts out all the parts, including the farting noises, and it is so funny. Mom says the farting nurse turned out to be a very nice woman. She stayed with Mom the whole time. Didn't leave her side even after Dad came back and the doctors told him how sick I was. Mom remembers exactly what the nurse whispered in her ear when the doctor told her I probably wouldn't live through the night. Everyone born of God overcometh the world. And the next day, after I had lived through the night, it was that nurse who held Mom's hand when they brought her to meet me for the first time. Mom says by then, they had told her all about me. She had been preparing herself for the seeing of me. But she says that when she looked down into my tiny mushed up face for the first time, all she could see was how pretty my eyes were. Mom is beautiful, by the way, and Dad is handsome. Via is pretty, in case you were wondering. Christopher's house. I was really bummed when Christopher moved away 3 years ago. We were both around 7 then. We used to spend hours playing with our Star Wars action figures and dueling with our lightsabers. I miss that. Last spring, we drove over to Christopher's house in Bridgeport. Me and Christopher were looking for snacks in the kitchen, and I heard Mom talking to Lisa, Christopher's mom, about my going to school in the fall. I had never, ever heard her mention school before. What are you talking about? I said. Mom looked surprised, like she hadn't meant for me to hear that. You should tell him what you've been thinking, Isabel, Dad said. He was on the other side of the living room talking to Christopher's dad. We should talk about this later, said Mom. No, I want to know what you were talking about, I answered. Don't you think you're ready for school, Augie? Mom said. No, I said. I don't either, said Dad. Then that's it. Case closed, I said, shrugging, and I sat in her lap like I was a baby. I just think you need to learn more than I can teach you, Mom said. I mean, come on, Augie. You know how bad I am at fractions. What school? I said. I already felt like crying. Beecher Prep, right by us. Wow, that's a great school, Augie, said Lisa, patting my knee. Why not Via School? I said. That's too big, Mom answered. I don't think that would be a good fit for you. I don't want to, I said. I admit, I made my voice sound a little baby. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, Dad said, coming over and lifting me out of Mom's lap. He carried me over to sit on his lap on the other side of the sofa. We won't make you do anything you don't want to do. But it would be good for him, Nate, Mom said. Not if he doesn't want to, answered Dad, looking at me. Not if he's not ready. I saw Mom look at Lisa, who reached over and squeezed her hand. You guys will figure it out, she said to Mom. You always have. Let's just talk about it later, said Mom. I could tell she and Dad were going to get in a fight about it. I wanted Dad to win the fight, though a part of me knew Mom was right. And the truth is, she really was terrible at fractions. Driving. It was a...
Okay, what we're going to do is we are going to summarize what we've listened to. So what I need you to do is take your paper and lay it down in front of you with the 3 holes at the top of the paper. So you need to turn your paper sideways. There you go. Just like this. So if you're looking at it, you're looking like this. I'm going to turn the lights on so we can see. Ooh. Okay, so do y'all remember the main character's name?
Yes.
What was it?
Wonder.
August. And his family
Christopher.
called him what?
Augie.
Okay.
Then at the top.
Yes, so you can draw a box in the middle of your paper. Now remember, Diego, I want you to be able to, if I was you, your paper's going to look like mine. There you go.
Draw a box.
My box in the middle. And my artwork is not very good, but I'll attempt to draw Augie. And so I know you can draw better than me. And I don't know what he looks like, but this looks like a little boy to me. Maybe a
I know
shirt.
how it looks like.
I know, but let's just draw what we think.
I can't see you.
Okay. Well, you draw your own Augie.
So draw a line like this.
Like this, in the middle of the paper.
Mine's gonna look ugly.
Wait, no, it won't, because it's yours, and this is just gonna be practice. Okay? For what we're gonna do later. I guess I need to give you my nose and my mouth.
Straight middle. Confused here. Whoops.
That's okay.
All the way down.
Yep, right there. Draw your line right there. Down that blue line. There you go. Okay. Now you go across here. You got it? Okay, stop right here and go down. Okay, so I want you to write this in here so you'll know how to spell his name. Good job. But you did okay. Just stay right there because we're going to do some more.
Yes. I can't get out of my chair.
Try. Okay, now we're going to make some more boxes.
Hold up.
I'm not going anywhere. So I want you to draw 4 boxes on each side of the box you have in the middle.
Mm. Okay.
So it's going to look like this.
3 boxes.
4 boxes.
Four.
1, 2. Oh, look, Diego. On the side of Augie, where you have your person here, on each side. There you go. And then go down.
No.
Just go down right here.
Are you
Go
gonna
down
watch?
that blue line.
Are you gonna watch the video?
Mhm.
It's gonna be too
No, it's not. There you go. Now stop. Draw a line across here. You can probably split that one in half. There you go. Now make another one just like that so that you have 4 spaces.
Maria and Sharon.
Okay? So, who can tell me what we talked about?
4 spaces.
What they talked
I
about
can tell
in.
you.
Okay, tell me one thing.
That too.
Okay? And who tells the story of the nurses in the hospital?
Oh, this. No, the mom.
Okay? So, there's a mom.
Mom and dad fight.
Okay? So he's got a family, right?
Yes.
So what's the name? Who all's in his family?
Mom,
Dad.
dad.
Good. So y'all can be writing this down.
Mom, dad, and Eva.
Okay, and Viva.
And Viva.
Alright, and who else does he talk about in the video?
Christopher.
Okay, so who is Christopher?
His friend.
Okay.
Hold up. Zachary and Alex.
Oh, y'all are good listeners.
They hit me with the his friends. Zachary.
I just put Zach.
Zach was in. Yep, he is.
Okay, so now, what else did he talk about?
He, in just that part that we just
that book.
all he knows.
Okay. So he talked about when he was born. So what can you tell me about when he was born?
Oh, he has messed up face.
Okay, so his birth.
He was born in mom's stomach,
Uh-huh.
and he came out ugly.
Okay. Did they do any tests on him, on his
Yes.
mom before he was born?
Wait, no. No.
Right. Okay. So they didn't really know.
Can I put no test?
Yes. Because, you know, when they do those tests on the baby, they can see their face, and they can see their heart, they can see all the parts of their body. And so, okay, the sister had came out just fine, so they had no reason to do any tests on him. What else do y'all remember?
They thought you fighting way too much.
Okay, the nurses in the hospital.
Nose. Oh. I put no sport.
Sometimes when we're upset or when we're sad, our moms will tell us a funny story to make us happy, won't we? And so that sounds like a funny story that his mom told him.
Cause no sport way too much.
Yeah. To take him being sad about his face and his condition, she told him that funny story to keep him from being sad. All right, what else do y'all remember? We got some boxes to fill up.
No, the birthday parties.
Okay, so he went to his friend's birthday parties.
And the friends moved. Christopher moved.
Okay. How did that make him feel?
Sad.
Okay, were the parties good or no?
Good. Party. Birthday parties. You had those other friends that would meet him. Mean. Friends. And they were, God.
Okay. So what else do y'all remember?
Christopher Peel's homeschool.
Okay. So.
Not Christopher. What's his name?
Augie.
Augie was
homeschooled.
He didn't go to school. He was in the 5th grade. And
can you imagine y'all are in the 5th grade, so can you imagine not ever having gone to school?
I would have
just
loved
being
it.
at home?
Just chillaxing, doing a couple
I think that homeschool people have to work really hard.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Because I used to be homeschooled.
Okay. What did he like about being homeschooled?
He got good. They made fun of me because I had a. I put B with Mom.
Yep.
Because I don't have so much with B. With Mom. Okay, put it.
Alright. We got one more box.
No, we don't. Oh,
Well, then maybe you didn't. It's okay. You maybe added something. What else?
Hold up. I put.
Can you think of one more thing for me to write?
I put mean friends.
Okay.
I put his mean friends.
Okay. How do you think that the kids are going to feel about him when he goes to school?
Bad.
You think they're going to treat him nice?
Yes, I watched them read, but all they do is look at the ground.
Uh-huh.
Like the ground is so fascinating. Like, oh my gosh, the ground looks so good.
Okay, so did you say mean friends?
Not. Oh yeah, for mine I put his mean friends that didn't invite him to the birthday parties and all that.
Lydia, can you think of anything else to add?
Hold up. Thinking of something. Hold up. I'm thinking of one more thing that's
Good evening. We will begin calling for car lines here shortly. So please
Okay, wait. What we're going to do next is we're going to move to the computers and we're going to do an activity on the computers.
Bye, camera.